So when C is closed here, I am closing the C here. What happens? S will be in operation, whether it will be in on or off position, S will be in operation. So our circuit will be looking as it is as the figure 4.3a. This is forward motoring of the chopper. So next one, in the regenerative braking, in the forward direction, in the regenerative braking, in the forward direction, we obtain this forward direction by C open. So if C is open, as it is, as I am showing in the figure, if C is open, the armature connection is reversed here. The armature connection is reversed. This armature connection is reversed by the help of switch RS. This is the reverse connection switch RS. This is reverse connection switch RS. Okay, so with the help of this RS, we have to reverse the connection of the armature. Okay, so if you reverse the armature, what happens now? B will be positive, this B will be positive and A will be negative. Right? If you reverse the armature connections with C open, we have to reverse the armature connections for regenerative braking, right? So by using this R and S, we have to reverse the armature connections. So when we reverse the armature connections, what happens? Now B will be positive and A will be negative, right? So during the on period of the switch here, when the on period of the switch exists, the motor current will be flowing through the path which is consisting of motor armature, switch S, this one switch S, motor armature, switch S and diode D1, this one diode D1, and increases the energy stored in the armature. This increases the energy stored in the armature circuit inductance. Okay, so when the C is opened here, the current will be flowing in this loop. So what happens? This will be getting charged. This inductance will be getting charged. So the energy will be stored in the inductance. That means the inductor will be getting charged. And when the switch is open, what is the followed path? Current following the path. See here, the current will be following through the D2, diode D2, flowing through the armature. It will not flow like this. It will flow upwards. So from the armature, it will flow through D2 and the voltage source and the D1 like this. Okay. So see here, when the switch manual switch C is open, what happens? We are having two conditions. At first condition, when the switch S of the motor is on, that means it is closed. Okay, C is opened here. We are having two conditions. First condition, S is closed. So S is closed means the current will be, B will be here and A will be here. So B will be positive and A will be negative. So what happens? The current, armature current will be flowing from motor, switch, as switch is closed, switch and D1, again motor. So the current will be flowing through the loop here. Okay. So see here, what is the condition? C is opened and S is closed. S is closed here. So S closed means the current B will be like this. Armature, this will be reverse direction. R will be going to S and S will be going to R and A will be here. So what is the flow of current from motor, switch and diode D1? Armature current will be flowing in this loop. So while the armature current is flowing in this loop, what happens? As the armature current flowing through the motor, this inductance will be getting charged. The energy will be stored in the inductance. Next. Next, now consider again C is opened and now switch is also opened, not closed. Switch S is also open. So now what happens? B will be B like this, A will be A like this. Now the current, armature current will be flowing through this like this only. And next, here the current will not flow through this branch as it is opened, So from D2 through the voltage source, and current will not be allowed through this branch also because C is open. So this branch also we have to omit. So from here, IA will be from D2 to the source and from D1 again to the motor. Okay, so this is the path followed. Motor, D2 and source, and again D1 and again motor. Okay. So this is the flowing of switch in regenerative braking. So regenerative braking, C open, we have two conditions. Now when working in the motoring condition, that means forward motoring condition, the changeover to regeneration from motoring to regeneration is done by the following steps, what I will explain. See here, the changing of switch from motoring to regeneration, regenerative braking will be carried out by the following steps. Step 1 is, first step is the switch S is deactivated and C is open. Okay, here the first step is S is deactivated. First step is S is deactivated. S is deactivated and C is open. Okay, next, what is the second step? Now when C is open, what happens? There will be again two forces. So this forces the armature current to flow through the diode D2, source voltage V, and the diode D1. So when we deactivate this, what happens? C is open. The path of the current will be like this. Okay, so the energy stored in the armature circuit is again fed back to the source, and the armature circuit current will be falling to 0. Okay, so that means when we activate the switch, the motor will be charging. That means when we activated the switch means when I on the electrical switch for a battery operated vehicle. Suppose if you take a bike, I am opening the C and I am activating the S. Okay, what happens at this time? Armature current will be flowing in this loop. And as the armature current flows in the loop, here the energy will be stored in the inductance. So the charging is completed. I am decharging. That means I am owning the battery vehicle and traveling some distance. Now what happens? The energy stored will be given to the bike for traveling. So the energy traveled will be given to the voltage source by the motor. That is nothing but regenerative braking, generator operation. So after the charging is over, again the armature current will be falling to 0. Okay. Next. See here, after an adequate delay, after we are taking the bike and going for travel, after an adequate delay, we have to ensure that the current will be becoming 0. 1 minute. So after an adequate delay, we have to ensure that the current will be equal to 0. And now the armature connections are again reversed and the switch is again deactivated. Okay, so what we are seeing is also used for the what we are seeing the figure 4.11. This will be same figure will be used for the series motor also. And with little bit adjustments, we have to do it for series motors. In the armature, it is connected as shown that field is connected. Field is connected outside the reversing switch. Okay, the field is connected outside the reversing switch. That is, it is connected between R and S. So for series motor, what we have to do, you have to connect the switch, reversing switch either between A and R. Here, A and R. A and R terminal or between S and B terminal. Okay, and the field is now connected outside the reversing switch. The field will be connected outside the reversing switch. So in the series motor, what will be the operation going on means, during motoring, the direction of induced voltage will be equal to left terminal positive with respect to right terminal. Okay, left terminal will be positive with respect to right terminal. So just after the switch over to generation, that means C is open and armature is reversed. Okay, just after turning to regenerative braking, nothing but C is open here and the terminals are reversed. So after this happens, due to the residual magnetism, what happens means the armature will have, what is residual magnetism? The armature will be having some induced voltages in the right side, with the right side terminal positive. Right side terminal will be positive. So when the switch is on here, during the on period of switch S, the induced EMF will force a current through the path consisting of the armature, this armature, S, D1 and the field. Okay, so again, when the on period of S is done, the current will be rotating in this loop. The direction of current will be approximate to assist. That means in order to aid the residual magnetism, the direction of current will be there. So consequently, the induced EMF will be produced in the self excitations. So it should be also noted that the field reversal, it cannot be done within the case, because the if it is not done, the machine will fail to self excite. So this application, this machine is mainly used in underground tractions and battery operated vehicles. So this is all about scheme 1. Next, now we will see the scheme 2. This is scheme 2 and this is class C 2-quadrant chopper. Okay, so here in some applications, suppose if you take servo drives, machine tools and so on, we need a smooth transition. Okay, so if you want to change from motoring to braking, reverse regenerative braking, or suppose we want to change from regenerative braking to motor, it should be smooth. So for such applications, we are using class C chopper. As I shown you in the figure, we are using class C chopper. This is class C chopper. Here also see same equipments are parameters are used. The self-commutated semiconductor switches are of 2 types, S1 and S2, and diodes V2 and D1. This is armature motor, this is main source feed, and this is the inductance of the armature. So see, this S1 the self-commutator semiconductor switch S1 and D1, these constitute one chopper. These will be one chopper. These constitute one chopper. And self-commutated switch. See what is chopper 1? S1 and D1. And what is chopper 2? S2 and D2. This is one chopper. So this is chopper 1 and this is chopper 2. So both the choppers here, they are having two choppers and both the choppers are controlled simultaneously for both motoring and regeneration operations. And these switches S1 and S2, sorry, these switches S1 and S2, these are on and off alternatively. Okay, these are closed alternatively. In the chopping period T, consider in the chopping period T, S1 is kept on for a duration of delta T. Delta T, for the duration of delta T, we are putting S1 on. And S2 is 0 to delta T, that means. And we are putting S2 on for the period of delta T to T. Okay, so to avoid direct short circuit across the source, we should take care. S1 and S2 do not conduct at the same time. If S1 and S2 conduct at the same time, there will be a short circuit. Okay, so this is generally achieved. How we can achieve this means if you provide some delay between the turn off of one switch and turn on of other switch. So if you maintain some delay, it will be possible. And the waveforms I will show you in next figure of IA controlling signal switch S1, switch S2, armature voltage, armature current, and source current. So these are the waveforms. So see here, if you observe the waveforms here, I have said that the delay should be kept between the turn off of one switch and turn on of other switch. For the waveforms to be simple, I am just neglecting the delay time. I am not showing you any delay time in the waveforms, but actually there will be some delay time. From 0 to ST, one switch will be opened, one switch will be on. After that, there will be some delay time, some 2 milliseconds, 2 to 10 milliseconds. After 2 milliseconds of delta T, from delta T to T, other switch is on, S2 is on. So I am not showing this 2 to 10 milliseconds delay time in the waveforms of just after the delta T, S2 is on at every time.